All right, hey, so in this video we're going to be talking about how to do our standard snatch warm-up. That's also known as our burglar warm-up. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take a PVC pipe, a broomstick, something that resembles a barbell, and we're going to set it up so that the PVC pipe or the object sits in our hips. From the side angle we can see if I'm going to march in place, that barbell doesn't slide up and down my thighs, or if I hinge over with my arms long and straight, the bar sits in this hip crease that I create here. Right, so that's going to be the appropriate grip on the barbell. I should also be able to go overhead and be in a really good overhead squat position. Now, that being said, what I'm going to start with first is known as my down and up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a controlled dip down, and I'm going to drive all the way through extension, big drive, and shrug. So the idea here is I dip, drive up, and shrug. The goal is to keep the bar real tight to our body, right? So I want to keep the bar real tight to our body. I do a dip, I keep this upright torso, drive through extension, and then big shrug one more time. The down and up goes like so. Next, we have the down and up, elbows high and out. So the next piece, same thing, dip, drive up, shrug. Now I pull elbows high and out. I only want to pull as far as I can that I maintain this high and out position, right? So if this is my end range of motion, that's great. What I want to avoid is letting those elbows start to drop back down, right? So one more time, I go through a controlled dip, drive through, big shrug, and then elbows high and out, maintaining that sequence of events. So it's a dip, a drive up to triple extension, which is here, locking out the ankles, the knees, and the hips. From here, I then shrug. Finally, I go elbows high and out. Down and up, elbows high and out. Next, I'm going to do the muscle snatch. So I'm just going to add those things together, then turning the bar over and punching it overhead. It looks like this. And press overhead. So again, I dip, I drive through triple extension, shrug, elbows high and out, heels return to the ground, I turn over and punch to the ceiling one more time, just like this. There we go. There is our muscle snatch. Next, we're going to go through our overhead squats. So placing the barbell overhead, trying to maintain this position in space. I'm just going to cover my full range squat and then back up, doing my best not to let the barbell move forward and backwards. So one more time, I have my squat stance now, I'm pressing to the ceiling, and then squat like so. Next, we have our snatch lands and our snatch drops. We're going to be moving into different depths of our squat position. Right? So the first will be about a quarter squat. The second should be about a half squat, so hip crease just above parallel, and then finally our full depth squat. So from the overhead position, I'm going to start with my feet underneath my hips, like so. Right? And then I'm going to move them to my squat stance as I descend under the bar. So from here, I got that barbell pressed overhead, and then I just drop into my quarter squat and back up. Okay? My goal is to maintain the same landing position for each one of those. Right? So I do a few of those. Next, I would go to maybe about just above parallel, and then the final depth would be full depth squat and back up. So when we do our snatch drops and our snatch lands, we're looking to go through quarter squat, half squat, and full squat. Lastly, we have our hang power snatch or our power snatch. We can incorporate full snatch versions from any position, whether it be the hips, the knees, the low hang, or from the mid shin or the floor. But the idea is that we just go through whatever position is called for. Maybe it's a power snatch, and then back up. There is our warm-up, our standard warm-up for our snatch. Hope that helps.